This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Welcome to Covered in Pet Hair, a boozy web show for pet lovers on Pet Life Radio. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez-Arrada, and today I have the opportunity and privilege to have a drink and a chat with just a Chicago girl. I'll tell you all about her and introduce you as soon as we come back from these messages from our sponsors. Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez-Arrada, and today I have the pleasure of having a drink with a pet parent, a dog walker, pet sitter, entrepreneur, influencer, cat and dog person, nonprofit association president, dog ma to Teddy, cat ma to Bin Laden and Harry, lover of a good old country day, and a big city girl who calls herself just a Chicago girl. Jessica Abernathy. Welcome, Jessica.
Hi.
I'm so excited to see you.
Thank you. Thank you. I got my cocktail. I'm all ready to go.
Well, you're perfect. So what are you drinking today?
I am drinking a Melback. It's called A Girl and a Dragon.
A girl in a dragon or and a dragon?
And a dragon.
Oh, okay. Well, thank goodness she's not in the dragon. She's
Right,
and
exactly.
the dragon. She and the dragon are having cocktails or wine, whatever it is. Awesome. Well, cheers. That reminds me, anybody participating in our drinking game, every time you hear this word, take a drink and make sure that you are over 21, not drinking and driving, and always drinking responsibly. So I am having a cocktail inspired by you, Miss Chicago Girl. I'm having a Chicago cocktail, but it is not a sweet Chicago girl kind of cocktail. It's like a stiff drink.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got brandy and triple sec bitters, and then a splash of champagne after it's all shaken together. My husband and I made this literally like right before our meeting, and I videotaped it so that I could share the recipe on Instagram and Facebook. So stay tuned for a Thirsty Thursday when I put my recipe out. And my husband, my bartender and husband and manager, because he really has taken a keen interest in this show, he is the one who actually makes the drinks and I just drink them. So cheers, Jessica, to seeing you again and having you on the show. Ching, ching.
All right, cheers.
Okay, so before we get into the nitty gritty, I need to ask you why in the world your cat is named Bin Laden.
I know. That is like the talk of the town. I get interviews just because I tell people I name my cat Bin Laden.
Well,
So Benny, our little guy, and I gotta be careful because if I yell his name too much, he'll actually come running down here. He knows his name. He actually acts more of a dog than my dog does. He acts like a dog. He greets every animal just like a dog greets them. He has to sniff their butts and everything. He plays fetch. He's my dog that's in a cat body. But about 2 years ago, we fostered about 5 litters, pregnant moms and 5 litters, and 1 litter came in without a mom. He was a bottle baby. And the organization we were fostering with had somebody take care of him up to about 4 weeks. And then we tried to transition him into one of our litters at 4 weeks. So I got him at 4 weeks old, and the mom didn't accept him. So I became their moms. And Bin Laden was a little terrorist, honestly. And I was bathing him because every day with your bottle babies, you have to wash them because, I'm not going to lick them clean. So I was giving him his, daily bath, and he was sitting there just chewing on my hand. Like the other ones would just sit there and love it, but little Benny would just sit there and just chew on me and gnaw at me. And I was sitting there over the sink, and I just looked at him. I'm like, you are a little terrorist. And one of the people in my house came down and you're like, you mean Bin Laden? And I'm like, absolutely. So we called him Bin Laden because we figured he would get adopted out and, somebody would name him Fluffy or Toby or, Frank or something. Well, he got sick and we kept him until about 9 months old because we wanted to make sure he was healthy before we adopted him out. Well, after 9 months, he was family. So he stayed, and the organization that we were doing it for let us keep him with the one agreement that we had to keep the name. So, because we gave all our foster kitties like the worst names for some reason, because we knew they were going to get renamed. So like we had one litter that the mom somehow in this house that none of us knew found a Halloween costume wig. She gave birth in the wig. So we were just like, oh, it was horrible because I had 7 little kitties in this wig and they were like crawling out of the wig. So they looked like little aliens from that movie Alien. So we named like one of the tabbies Alien. We named one Sigourney, because we were just like, it was bad. So we always gave we had fun with the names. Let's put it this way. So the organization made us keep the name and it fits him. And he lives up to his name on a daily basis still. He's 2 and he still lives up to it every day.
And his nickname is Benny?
Benny, yep. And that's a liquor
cute.
store here. Yeah, it's a big liquor store here in Chicago, Benny. so he's a little terrorist that helps us with alcohol,
That's awesome. They need like him to be their mascot.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. He's upstairs right now because we discovered enrichment videos on YouTube and he's just in love with them right now. So he's upstairs watching goldfish swim across my iPad.
That is so cool. We need to put a link in comments for anybody who wants to try that with their terrorist cats.
Yeah, he likes to watch TV. He just sits there and watches TV with us when we're watching TV at night. So one of my friends was telling me about these enrichment videos. So I tried it out and he's just enthralled with them. He loves them. He just loves to watch the goldfish swim around and listen to the water noise. He loves them.
That is awesome. I had a foster cat, Sammy, who loved the TV too. And I remember watching a movie where the guy turns into the cat. I can't remember. And the cat's like jumping like around the house. And Sammy's sitting there like on the bed, like staring at the TV being like, where's this cat and what's he doing? So yeah, I never had a cat before that liked the TV, but they definitely exist. And they're probably really bright cats.
Yes. Benny. Oh, he's really smart. He really is. He truly is a dog. He brings me things all the time. Like usually it's socks. For some reason, he likes my socks. So you can't leave socks around. And when we started unpacking for Christmas, he brought us up all of our Christmas stockings from dug through the bins, found the Christmas stockings. Now, mind you, he's a little 10-pound cat, but he's dragging up this Christmas stocking that's 10 times bigger than him. And he's like, look what I got, Ma. Look what I got.
Oh my God. I hope you took a ton of pictures of that. That's adorable.
I didn't have my camera on me and I was just like, really, buddy, but I have to praise him because I'm always so proud of him for bringing me treats. So I'm always like, good boy. Now let's put it away.
Until it's a dead rat.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't had that pleasure yet. Knock
on wood, you won't.
Yeah.
So I have a game to start our show and it is inspired by your love of your hometown. Well, you're a Baltimorean, but you were born in Baltimore.
Yeah, we call it Baltimore.
Baltimore.
If you're from
okay.
Baltimore. Yep, I'm from Baltimore. Yes.
And then, but you moved to Chicago at what age?
I was 29, I think, 29 or 30. I've lived in 13 states, so this is the last one I've been in. So I've been all over the East Coast, part of the West Coast, the Midwest. I haven't been in South. That's the only place I haven't yet been.
Am I wrong? Something tells me you were a flight attendant, right?
For a very brief moment, but I worked for the airlines, yes. But my father worked for IBM, so we moved, which stands for I've been moved. It's kind of like a military person. Yeah, so my dad moved a lot, and then when I worked for the airlines, I moved a ton with that. And then I got a job here. I was a nail tech at the time, and I got a job here, and I moved here for that, and then slid into the pet industry here.
Perfect. Awesome. So with that being said, I guess I wasn't sure when you moved. So I'm actually going to test your knowledge of Chicago trivia.
Okay. Hopefully I pass. I hope I do my Chicago peeps proud. I've been here 19 years, so hopefully I do them proud.
I think you'll do just fine. So this is called the Truth Dalai, like the Bears, because I hear that in Chicago you can't pronounce the, it has to be the.
Yep, that's Dicka. Dicka started that, the Bears.
The Bears. Okay, so the truth, the lie. You're going to tell me in these statements if you spot the truth or if you spot the lie. Basically, kind of like a true or false, but you have to say the truth or the lie whenever you call it out.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Okay. Number 1, there are 8 major league sports teams in Chicago, including soccer.
The truth.
Yes, that's right. Do you know who they are?
I was like really quick rattling them through my head. So I know we have the Cubs, the Sox, the Bears, we have the Blackhawks, we have the Bulls, we have, I can't think of the girls basketball team. There's a girls
Sky.
Yeah, the Sky. And then the soccer team, which I believe is the Fire. I think the Fire.
You're missing one.
I know, it's like, what is that eighth one?
I don't know. Soccer team.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Red Stars.
Okay.
Soccer team.
Right. I was close though. I had 7, so I knew we had to be close.
No, you're so good. That's awesome. Okay, number 2. According to the Chicago Tribune, the most popular dog breed in Chicago in 2020 was the Golden Doodle.
Oh, that's a tough one because I have so many Golden Doodle clients. I'm going to go with the truth.
It is the truth.
Okay, good.
And they're followed by Beagle, American Pit Bull Terrier, and Golden Retriever.
Okay, that sounds about right.
All right. The lake that the city of Chicago sits on is Lake Superior.
Oh, that's not true.
That's the lie.
The lie.
You're right. It's Lake Michigan.
Correct.
All right. Chicago deep dish was invented by Giancarlo Costa at the Italian Pizza House in 1942.
The truth?
The lie. According to most reports, Ike Sewell is credited with inventing the deep dish pizza at Pizzeria Uno in 1943.
Okay. It's the one pizza I don't like. I am truly an East Coast girl because I like New York pizza better than Chicago pizza. And yeah, that does not go over well here because I'm like the one girl that's always looking for a New York pizza here.
Same, 100%. I'm a Neapolitan pizza type, so thinner, softer, but really good crust. So yeah, New York's more my style. All right, last one.
Okay.
The brownie was invented in Chicago.
Wow. I'm going to go with the lie.
The truth.
Oh, I had no idea where the brownie was created.
I'm about to tell you. The brownie was created at Chicago's Palmer House in 1893.
Oh, wow. Okay. The Palmer House.
You did awesome.
Yeah, I did okay, you know.
No, you did great. Awesome job. Yay.
Thank you.
Take a drink. Cheers.
Cheers.
I've known Jessica for a really, really, really long time. She and I are both members of the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters, and she and I met at one of the many conferences she and I have both attended that the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters put on. And she is the president of the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters. So I'm going to ask her how 2020 was, and she's going to basically tell us how Chicago's doing, how the industry's doing. We're going to really get a lot of info from you because you kind of have an inside perspective of what 2020 has been like for the pet industry. So one, how would you rate 2020 on a personal and professional level?
I would rate it, if I had to do on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go with a 7. It wasn't completely horrible. It was not good, but it was not completely horrible. And the reason I give it a 7 is because thought process here. So I always try to find a positive in everything, you know. So if you hand me a lemon, I'm going to try to make lemonade, maybe spike it with some vodka, but I'm going to try to give it lemonade, right?
My kind of girl.
Yeah. So I give it a 7 for the one fact that the world stopped. You know, we came to it's a weird year. 2020 has been a very weird year. A lot of us started our stay-at-homes in March. A lot of us in this country are still at stay-at-home. A lot of us did not go back to any kind of normal. But in that time frame, a lot of people, myself included, and other pet sitters, and just individuals and humans that we know, spent that time improving themselves, improving their businesses. There is a lot of relationships that you weren't sure if your relationship was in a good space. Well, after spending 9 months with them, you found out whether or not you're going to actually stay with this person or not stay with this person. So you got to work on your relationships. A lot of people that have been working way too much and needed time off got some quality family time. They got some quality personal time. They got to invest in themselves. So I look at that as the positive out of all of this craziness that's going on. The downside is, businesses are down, the world is a little messed up right now. We all know that. But if you look at your personal life, a lot of people are doing so much better. And they realized that they were spending, their work-life balance was so off from before this, that they realized that they don't want to, in 2021, when we start to open back up and everybody gets vaccinated and the world starts to go back to what our new norm is, they realize they don't want to work as hard as they did before. And they realize that they need to find balance, which honestly, if you didn't ask, I said this, okay, so I said this a lot in April and May. We all asked Mother Nature and the mothers that be out there for a break. And she gave it to us in a harsh way, you know what I mean? In a way that none of us expected, you know what I mean? Like most of us just wanted a week off or 2 weeks off, but we got some major weeks off. And that gave us all the time to make sure that we became the person that we want to be. And a lot of us are going to be growing as people and as a business owner, and we realize what we really, really want. And I think a lot of us cherish that for the one fact that we got that time to realize what we really wanted and what we didn't want. A lot of people in our industry have taken a career change. You know that yourself. Yeah, I was going to say you're a prime example of that. A lot of people spent a lot of time building up their business so that they're ready to start up again. You know what I mean? So I really think what was given to us was harsh and it hurt a lot, but at the same time, I think a lot of people appreciate it. A lot of the people that I talk to that are in our industry are having Christmas off for the first time with their families, which is a royal treat, so they're cherishing that. And they realize that this year they're going to be off and they get to spend it with their families and their loved ones. But next year they realize that we'll be busy again. So they're taking the time that they normally wouldn't get and enjoying life. And that is a treasure. Now, mind you, you can't go out to eat or you can't do any of that stuff here, but quality family time and quality time with your loved ones and your relationships and it's priceless, and people are realizing how priceless it is. And I think that's what 2020 gave us, is a perspective that a lot of us have forgotten.
That's awesome. I agree with you. You sound like a motivational speaker, and I completely agree with you. So what is Chicago like? So Chicago never opened up? Because I'm in El Paso, Texas, where we opened up pretty quickly. I think we shut down in April, opened up late April or early May, and we've kind of gone back and forth a couple times. There's a lot of politics involved here where the local government wants to shut down, or part of the local government wants to shut down, part of it doesn't. There's back and forth. The governor doesn't want to shut down. What's Chicago been like?
Well, our governor wants us shut down. So, and I honestly, I know that this is going out to everybody in the United States and maybe across the pond, but Mayor Lightfoot, which she has become quite famous. Our mayor in Chicago has become quite famous. So she is very strict, you know what I mean? There's been a lot of times where she gets on the news and tells us to stay home in not so polite ways. And Pritzker does, that's our governor. He's done the same thing. So we opened up to a very small, limited amount. The highest we ever got was our salons opened up. Our restaurants opened up to mainly outdoor seating. And I don't believe we got past 25% indoors ever. And then right before Thanksgiving, we've closed all the restaurants back down. It's outdoor seating, which, no offense, in Chicago, that's not going to happen. It's too cold.
Right.
I mean, way too cold. So we're carry out, take out. The salons are still open, but you've got a limited capacity. A lot of the bigger thing is like a lot of our buildings, like in the city and stuff like that, are not opened yet. So everybody's still working from home. A good portion of the people are still working home. So that's been real interesting. So a lot of people are not going back to work, and it doesn't look like anybody really will go back to work until summer of 2021 is what we're looking at.
Yep.
We're not looking to be fully open until second or third quarter of next year.
Got it. So I'm going to dig into how all of that affects your pet care business as soon as we come back from these messages from our sponsors. Welcome back to Covered in Pet Hair. I'm your host, Isabel Alvarez-Arada, with just a Chicago girl, Jessica Abernathy, who is going to tell me how COVID-19 has affected her pet sitting business. Jessica, if everybody's staying home and nobody's going back to work until second or third quarter of 2021, then that means you don't have any dog walking going on at all.
We've lost, I would say, about 90% of our business so far. It stopped in March, and I mean, we went from, we had suggested stay at home like March 16th or 17th, I think that it was, into where we were mandated to stay home. And since the mandate, which was a week later, I lost everything pretty much, 90%. So it's been real interesting. So I'm down to only 4 daily dog walks, which I was at 75 to 100. Yeah, it's a little tough. So we're here for our clients. They all know that. I check in with them once a month just to say hi and see how they're doing. They're kind of funny because a lot of my clients are like, I did not mean to work from home. I am not a homeschooler. So I do talk to them, but I don't think like I said, I don't think we're going to be back until summer. This Christmas is probably the quietest I've ever been. I have 3 reservations for Christmas. I've never had that little in my life, but even when I first started, it was busier. But it's okay because we're all spending time with our families. We're all doing the stuff that we want. And I look at it as a treat. You know what I mean? I would probably not have this if I didn't have COVID going on. And I'm enjoying it. So
that's good.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. And so you had employees before this happened.
I had ICs. I
see. So you had independent contractors, but workers working for your business. And how many do you have left, if any?
I have 5 left out of 15. So I have 5 that are still working. What I did for my ICs is that I try to keep them working, and I took on a part-time job. So that way I could keep them working. And, that way if we opened up suddenly, at least I had half my staff still here and I could keep them going. And they all appreciated it. The staff that I have are my retirees that aren't really looking for the income, but they want something to do. So they've all appreciated the getting out of the house.
Yeah.
So that they have something to do. So it's been different. It's been difficult. It's a learning ability. I tell a lot of people that with what's going on in the industry right now, you've got to learn to reinvent yourself. Because a lot of us spent so many years working on building our business up for like just middays. We weren't going to do pet sitting. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. I want to focus on a Monday through Friday. So with this,
completely guilty.
Right. So with this, I, as the president, have talked to lots of pet sitters, and I'm like, you've got to reinvent yourself. What can you do to stay in business, ride this wave? Because it's just a wave that we're riding through. Because on the outside of this, we're going to be so busy once the world goes back to being able to do everything. Because I do talk with a lot of animal shelters, and I have a lot of friends in rescue, and they can't keep animals in the shelters. They can't keep animals in the rescue, which is amazing and phenomenal. But
yes,
all the animals are going to be needed to take care of once everybody goes back to work. So we're going to be busier than we were before. And that is a blessing to us, but we just got to ride the wave. And so you're
gonna be busy because a lot of businesses are gonna fold, like mine, where it didn't make sense for it to continue because I was managing it remotely and paying for commercial space. But those companies that can survive and ride the wave, like you're saying, they're gonna have all the business that we gave up. Because there's all of my clients, 400 plus active clients, are gonna be looking for a new dog walker or a pet sitter once they are back at work or back to travel.
Correct. And I have seen that because I still am getting new clients, but the new clients are because their sitter has chose to leave the industry. And so they're trying to have something in place so when they need to go back to work and when they're ready, that way they don't have to scramble like the day before they got to go back to work, So I really do believe those that do ride the wave and survive this will be busier than they were before. And I do see a lot of people starting up a new business, which will be the people that lost their jobs and are trying to find something new, are going to start a pet sitting business because they see that there's going to be a huge demand for it because everybody's going back to work.
Correct.
So it'll be interesting too, because we're going to deal with a lot of pandemic puppies, as I call them. And we're going to deal with a lot of pandemic dogs and kitties because they're used to somebody being home 24/7, 7 days a week. And it's not going to be fun because when they go away for 8 hours, there's going to be a lot of issues. So a lot of dog trainers are going to be busy. A lot of behaviorists are going to be busy. So our industry is going to be extremely, extremely busy. And I'm praying it's going to be by second quarter by next year.
Well, that's awesome. From your lips to God's ears, right?
Yep, it's my magic 8 ball. I keep asking it. I keep saying second quarter, Jess, and I'm like, all right, I'm listening.
Well, perfect. So because you have the insight being the National Association of Professional Pet Sitters president, how has the fact that all the members of the association are struggling, how has that impacted NAPS as an organization?
Actually, we're doing really well. We've retained most of our members, which is great, which I'm really happy with. We haven't seen a large decrease of people losing their businesses or leaving the business. I'll say we do have a good handful that have chose to leave, but a lot of people are really trying to reinvent themselves and also trying to ride the wave. And it's impressive because a lot of sitters, and I've seen it across the board. I'm the president of NAPS, but either in NAPS or PSI, which is the other organization, between the two, I've seen a lot of people spend this time to get certified. I've seen a lot of people spend time getting more education that they want. You know, in the beginning, we had a 6-week, I did not plan it, but we had a 6-week conference where I was hosting webinars every night for 6 weeks and bringing in specialists to, help them get through everything. So a lot of them took advantages of those courses that they could take. And it's good. It's great for the industry because they took the time to educate themselves. And that's what we're big on at NAPS is education and making sure that they have all the training that they could be to be the best in our industries.
Absolutely. I signed up for some fear-free courses.
I did
for
too.
Some marketing courses. Yeah. And everybody had, especially at the beginning of the pandemic, a lot of these certifications that are pretty expensive were really affordable. I mean, a lot of these education providers in the industry and in, universities and colleges at large were offering their courses for so little that it was a really good opportunity to snatch them up and then, work on them whenever you got around to it, which has been hard for me with 2 little ones. But yeah, I still want to get fear-free certified before quarter 2 of 2021. I'll set that as my goal.
There you go. I actually did the course with you. I purchased the course along with you, and I have yet to take it myself. I need to spend
good.
I'm going to put that as my goal too, is quarter 2.
Perfect. Quarter 2, we'll hold each other accountable.
There you go. Yeah. So
awesome. Well, I know that NAPS, as a recipient of the NAPS Business of the Year Award in 2012, and I didn't bring it for the interview because I totally forgot, but I have my award displayed. I heard that NAPS is doing something different with the Business of the Year Award in 2021. What are they doing?
For the Business of the Year 2021, what we did, the executive committee got together and we talked about it, and we felt that everybody that's in business is still in business, that they should be rewarded for the 2021. And the reason behind that is because of the struggles that everybody's going through and the wave that we're riding. And we just wanted to celebrate them for recognizing the hardships that they're going through and just making it and putting out the efforts to become better and work on themselves and their business. So we rewarded everybody at NAPS the 2021 award for Business of the Year. And I really like that. I think it's a great way to honor everybody that says that I'm still here and I'm going to be here and I'm willing to ride out the tough times. And we wanted to honor them in those tough times.
That is so awesome. I love it. Resiliency is not something that all of us are just born with. Sometimes it takes moments like these to develop that skill. So let's toast to all the NAPS members. Congratulations, NAPS Business of the Year winners, all of you, to you and your resilience and to better days ahead. Cheers.
Cheers.
I want you to tell our listeners and viewers how they can get in touch with you if they're Chicago locals, what service areas you service, and what other stuff that you offer to pet parents and the pet population at large.
So I am mainly on the North Shore, and if you're from Chicago, you know where the North Shore is, but I basically service Lincoln Park, where our zoo is, all the way up to Highland Park, and then I go west. So I'm along there, and you can reach me. My main company is Professional Pet Sitters, Inc. That's where you can find me. I do have a cat-only business. I did that for marketing reasons, and it's called Chicagoland Cat Sitters, and we focus only on cats. So, and as me having Mr. Bin Laden, and Harry's my saint, just so you know. He's the sweetest big boy. He's a barn cat that, got rescued from a barn. He's just a giant, giant saint. Bin Laden's my little terrorist, but we have a cat-only business that we focus on that. And then you can reach me on, my name is Jessica Abernathy. I'm on Facebook. I'll friend anybody. I mean, I'm friends with, I'm friends with pet sitters everywhere. I think I have like 3,500 friends on Facebook. And I started looking through it, and it's people that are pet sitters all over the country and the world, and I'm just like, all right, we're in the pet industry. I'll help you out, whatever you need. And my handle on Instagram is just a Chicago girl. So that is my handle. But you can find me there, or you can reach us through Naps. I'm on there, and you can find me there too. So you can reach me anyway that way if you want. So
awesome. Well, are you doing any coaching?
I am.
Okay. I have not heard about this new project. So this is you reinventing yourself. So tell us all about that.
I am working with Colleen Cedric. She is the pet nanny coach, and I'm one of her coaches. So I've been doing that for over a year now. So I am one of her coaches, and I became a coach. She asked me to, because I took her program almost 3 years ago, and I needed help growing my business. And I really liked her, and I followed her, and I took her program, and I took all her programs, and I was in her scholars program. And she approached me one day and asked me if I would be willing to start coaching with her, because she just liked me, and she liked my positivity, and she liked how I talked to people and how I worked with them. And I've been doing that for over a year now, and I love it. I actually love coaching. That's like, it's fun. I enjoy it. I love working with people, and I like watching people grow, and I like seeing them prosper, and just see the excitement of like seeing their business grow. It's just, it's fun. I love it. And I know you coach, so you know what I'm talking about. It's just fun.
Yes. I used to coach. I don't coach anymore. I don't have unfortunately the bandwidth for it. And I actually don't enjoy coaching that much. I enjoy working with pet parents more than with pet business owners. I feel like the coaching can be hard. It's kind of like dog training, right? Like you have to really hold people accountable. And personally, I have a hard time holding people accountable. So that's why I don't love coaching, just because I feel like I'm like, do I need to be like more on top of them, less on top of them? I don't know what to do. So I don't love coaching. I will coach very, very close friends and industry peers. And I have some really great repeat clients that still reach out every once in a while, but I don't take on any new clients. I will talk to people though. So if ever somebody in the industry wants to just chat, I'm happy to just have a chat with somebody at no charge or anything. But you have to work around my kids' nap and bedtime schedule.
Right. Yeah, I actually like it. It's one of the things that I really enjoy. I enjoy working. I enjoy coaching. I enjoy talking to people and watching them grow. And I got certified as a life coach about a year ago. So I do have life coaching clients too. And I really, really enjoy that. I found a market that I love. I mean, I love the pet industry. I love my pet business completely, but I love doing that stuff on the side too. I really enjoy it.
So what kind of life coaching do you do? Like individuals, couples?
Yeah. Nope, just individuals. Usually it's people in business. I usually work with business owners, helping them get through the hurdles of why they're stuck in the place that they're stuck, and try to work out why they're stuck. It's not so much like teaching them the business part of it. It's more of like getting out of their own headspace so that they can actually get something accomplished. So it's like, why are you procrastinating? Really, there's a reason why you're procrastinating. You're procrastinating because either you don't want to do it, you're afraid of doing it. So let's work out why. What's the real reason that you don't want to do this? Or what's the real reason you won't ask for a raise? Or you want to ask your clients for more money because of why? So I work with a lot of people with that kind of stuff. So like to get out of their own headspace, to clear it and be able to grow themselves personally.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that is so necessary because we're usually our worst enemies when it comes to expansion and taking on more responsibility and putting ourselves out there. So cheers to you for doing that. I'm sure you're awesome at it. You are a natural motivator and natural people person. So I'm sure you're going to do awesome with that. And I too hope that by Q2 of 2021, you are rocking and rolling in your business and rocking and rolling in the life coaching and the coaching and all the things. And I hope that that's the case for NAPS and all NAPS members too. I just want to propose a toast to you for taking the time to chat with me today and share all of your excitement for the pet care industry. And I want to propose a toast to our producer, Mark Winter, for making this show possible, and to our listeners on Pet Life Radio and our viewers on YouTube. Here's to a life covered in pet hair, because there is no better way to live. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you again, Jessica, for being here. If you want to learn more about Covered in Pet Hair, please visit coveredinpethair.com or petliferadio.com. See you next time.